Welcome everybody to demo video number 2, all about video animation, which is, in my opinion, a little bit more user-friendly, but I think understanding frame-by-frame animation and video animation together, you really understand the program, and some of the concepts with frame-by-frame animation can be utilized with video animation, especially when we're using actions and onion skins like that. Okay? So let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what we're going to make. This is a picture of my dog in one of his various Halloween costumes. I have a image from nasa.gov in the background of a galaxy, and I have some text on a separate layer, and it's Space Tico. My little dog's name is Tico, and so I thought it would be cute to just use Space Tico. So if I click play in the timeline, he moves, okay? So this image is cute. It's really cute. But adding this element of time, it really makes the image more captivating, okay? So let's learn how to do it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to find an image from my phone, an original image that from any sort of camera, or I'm going to draw something. Okay, I don't want anything from the internet. If you want to grab like a space image from nasa.gov, that's okay. I'll give permission for that. But the foreground image, I really want it to be creative. So either draw something, it can be something simple, or find an image that you have taken, an original image, and go into filter and go through the filter gallery and find a artistic filter that can enhance the image and make it feel less like just a random picture from from a camera. Okay, so do a little bit more to the foreground image, please. So I'm gonna go click the home icon. I'm going to click new file. I'm going to title animation. I'm gonna go version 2. Again, I want it to be a landscape orientation, 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels. Okay, resolution 300. And click create. All right, I'm going to turn off the background and I'm going to exit out of timeline just for now. So before I started Space Tico, I took some time to gather my background and adjust my foreground. Okay, so in the interest of time, I'm not going to do that, but I do want you to do that. So I have unlocked my layer and I'm going to go to File, Place Embedded. I'm going to find my saved image and click place. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to enlarge the image as is. I don't want to distort it or anything. And I want to fill in that whole canvas. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just move the beginning of the image to the edge of my canvas, okay? And then I can click, plus or check mark. Okay. I do want my layers to be smart objects. So if you need to erase something and you render it, make it no longer a smart object, make sure that you turn it back on to being a smart object. And you do that by layer, smart objects, convert to smart object, okay? So if I wanted to like erase, I would need to click OK, okay? And then I would need to go to layer, smart objects, convert smart object, okay? Now I'm back to being a smart object, okay? I do not want layer 0, so I'm going to remove that. And I'm ready to start the animation process. So I also, before I do that, I want to add one layer, and that'll be where Tico goes. I could add 2 layers because Tico, in this animation, he looks at you. So because I want that, it's not required for you, but I encourage you to give it a try. I'm going to add 2 layers, but you only need to add 1 additional layer, okay? So I'm going to click on my layer 1. I'm going to go to Window. I'm going to go to Timeline. And instead of Create Frame Animation, I'm going to click on the arrow, and I'm going to click Create Video Timeline. And then I'm going to click on Create Video Timeline. Okay. And right now I have all 3 of my layers in the video timeline. Okay. I want to set my timeline frame rate. And I want to set my timeline frame rate anywhere from like 24 to 30 frames per second is going to give you the most realistic movements. But for this assignment, I'm just going to do 12 just to keep the file small. And I'm going to click OK. All right. Then I can extend to be able to see things a little bit better with this icon. Okay. And I want layer 1 to go to about here, and then I want layer 2 where Tico's looking at me or looking at the viewer to start here. Okay. If both were the same, you would have Tico, you'd have 2 Ticos, one looking at you and one looking to the side. Okay, so we need to adjust that so that when the animation happens, he moves from looking straight ahead to looking at me. Okay, so that's how that works. It'll make a little bit more sense when we start. Okay. All right. So now I'm ready to animate. The first thing we're going to do is animate my background. So I'm going to select my background, and I'm going to do this thing called create keyframes. And you can only create keyframes with a smart object. Okay, that's why smart objects are so important. Okay, so I'm going to raise that up so we can see a little bit better. And I'm going to click on this arrow. I'm going to click down, and I'm going to click on this little stopwatch icon for transform. Okay, and I want to make sure my playhead is right at the beginning. Okay, and this little yellow diamond right here is indicating that I've created a keyframe. Okay, so I'm going to move this playhead. There we go. So every 4 frames, I'm going to move the playhead. Okay, so I'm just going to move the playhead 4 frames, and I'm going to hold down, or excuse me, grab my move tool, hold down. I'm going to click the diamond, I'm going to hold down shift, and I'm going to drag a little bit, okay? So now what I've done is I've moved my image, and the keyframe has captured that movement, okay? So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to move my playhead 4 frames. I'm going to click the diamond. I'm going to hold down shift, hold down click, and move the frame, or move the background, okay? Then I'm going to release, and now I have that movement recorded with my keyframes, okay? And again, I'm going to move my playhead, click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click, move my background, okay? And we're just going to do this, diamond, hold down shift, hold down click, move the background. Okay. Move the playhead, diamond, hold down shift, okay. Playhead, click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click. Okay. Move the playhead, click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click. Move the playhead, click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click. Move the playhead, click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click, move the background, move the playhead, click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click, diamond, shift, click, playhead, diamond, shift, click, playhead, diamond, shift, click, playhead, diamond, shift, click. We still have a little bit of background to go, so I'm just going to extend that background. Okay. Okay. Hold down shift, hold down click. Move the playhead, click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click. Move the playhead, click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click. Oops, we're to the end. So I'm no longer going to do that. And I'm going to hover the arrow until I see that indicator that I can move the background. I'm just going to move that to my playhead line. Okay. So also I want to show you that, let's say I want to move my keyframes. You can. So I could move these, but it's going to change where the frame changes. Okay, so it can kind of warp the animation, which could be something that you want. But I think it's important to mention that you can always move your keyframes, but that keyframe indicates what this background is doing. Okay, so if you move the keyframe, the background at that keyframe point is going to change. Okay, so let's see what we've got. So I'm just going to press play. Okay. Just watch the keyframes as it's happening. Okay, I don't really like how choppy that, there's like a choppy part. All right. And that means that I didn't move the background evenly. So you might want to kind of adjust that. I could add a few more keyframes to make that a little bit smoother. But in the interest of time, I'm not going to. Okay. That would be like more fine tuning once you get your rough draft kind of established. Okay. But in the interest of time, I think it's important to just kind of move forward. So I extended layer 2 where he's looking at us to match the background so he doesn't just disappear. Okay, now I have my layer 1, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Space Tico, and this is something that is really, really handy to know how to do. First, I want to find which layer it is that I'm working with. Okay, so I want to have layer 1 selected. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to click on duplicate layer. And this is layer 1 copy, but the destination I want to be animation version 2. Okay, I'm going to click OK. So now Tico, and I can get rid of that. Now Tico from Space Tico is now in animation version 2, which is, it's like a super easy way of getting content on one layer to another file. Okay. And again, he's a smart object, which is good. And I want to, just like the background, I want to kind of move him up and down, because right now, Tico might have his keyframes already placed, so let's give that a check. He does. Okay, so let's just remove these keyframes because when I brought over that information, I brought over all of that information, which is super helpful, but not for a demo. Okay, so let's see what I've got. Okay, so I need to do a little bit of adjusting. Let's bring this over here. Let's just extend that layer. Okay. Okay. Okay, now let's see what we've got. Okay. Okay, so we need to do something with that second layer because right now he just disappears, right? And we'll do that in a minute. But first, I want to move him just a little bit up and down to kind of give that feeling of him floating in space. Even though I obviously know that he was standing on something, but sometimes I really like when when it's obvious that that he's standing on something, but it looks like he's flying in space. It's like a fun um, um, play on the senses. Okay, so I like it. So I'm going to continue. He's a smart object, so I'll just click the arrow. I'm going to grab my playhead. I'm going to bring it all the way over to the first start. Layer 3 selected. I'm going to click transform, create that first keyframe, and I am going to go 4 frames. Click the diamond, shift click, and let's send him up. Okay, and then 4 frames. Let's actually do every 8 frames. Click the diamond, shift click, let's go down. Okay. And then 8 frames. Click the diamond, shift click, and he's gonna go up. Gotta click the diamond, shift click, and he's gonna go down. Okay. Okay. So let's see what we've got. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, so I like that. Now I need to bring in the second image of Tico. And that is right here. So all I did to create this image of Tico is I took the exact same image of him looking over into in this direction, and I found a picture of Tico where he's looking at me, and I just cut his head and then pasted it onto his body. Okay, and then I merged those layers to make it its own layer. And of course, I put this new face of Tico through the same artistic filters. Okay, so that's how I did that. So I'm going to grab my layer 2, make sure it's highlighted, right click, duplicate layer, animation version 2, click OK. And now he should be, I really didn't need to add those extra layers, but it's not the biggest deal that I did. Okay, let's start here. Excuse me. And then extend to the end of the clip. Okay. I'm sure that his keyframes are present, so I am going to just remove those. Okay. And let's see what we've got so far. Okay, so we do need to mimic what the action that's happening here with what's happening here, because it kind of dissolves once he just kind of stops moving, or the illusion dissolves when he stops moving. So what I want to do in order to make sure that he's in the same alignment from this layer to this layer, and I talk further about it in the demo video, actions, onion skins, and exporting. But if I enable onion skins, then it gets a little blurry sometimes, but I'm able to see where he's at in space. I'll maybe turn that off because it's a lot. So right now, here's where he is. And right now, that's where he's at in space. So I can see a very light image, for lack of a better word, indicating where this layer, where Tico is positioned in this layer, which helps me then animate this layer, okay? So I can move Tico down a little bit so it lines up better with this layer, so that transition will be a little bit smoother, okay? So that's onion skins very briefly. I do go over it much more significantly in the demo video. Actions, onion skins, and exporting, which is an amazing video about just more control over animation in Photoshop, okay? And also how to export, which is super important. So let's see what we've got. Turn this back on. Oh, I need to turn off my onion skins because without disabling them, you will always see them. Okay, there we go. Okay. Grab my playhead. Layer 4 is selected. He's a smart object. I'm going to click transform, and I have my first keyframe. And I'm going to keep the frame rate the same, so every 8 frames. I'm going to click the diamond. I'm going to move him up. I'm going to move the diamond, shift click down, move the diamond, or move the playhead, diamond, shift click up. Okay, now let's see what we've got. It feels a little bit more natural now that both layers have the same very basic action, okay? So I like what I've got going on so far. I think it looks cute. The final thing I want to do is I want to add Space Tico at the bottom, okay? And I do want you to add an element of text somewhere in the image, okay? So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go to my text, and I'm just going to click anywhere, because as soon as I click, it creates a new layer, okay? And then I'm going to go to my fonts. I've already picked Phosphate. I really like Phosphate, so I'm going to stick with that. I think it's spacey and it works. But go through all of your different fonts, because fonts can enhance the narrative even more so, okay? So I'm going to stick with Phosphate. I want it to be bigger. Sure, I think that's good. And I'm going to type in Space Tico. Okay, my color's gray. I think that works really, really well. So I'm just going to move this over. We could even make it a little, I think we could make it even bigger. There we go, it's better. Okay, click check mark. And I'm just going to cue this up so that you can just barely see the S, okay? Because if I send it too far over, then I won't be able to grab it back, okay? And I want to grab space Tico text, and I want to make the whole layer, I want the whole text to be in the whole, oops, excuse me, Command Z, Command Z, Command Z. Okay. So before I do anything, I want to make sure that it's lined up because I don't want to send it over to the edge and then lose my text. Okay. I'm just going to draw this back. Okay. Then I can extend to the end. Okay. Okay, so now I have my space Tico. We don't have to worry about it being a smart object as text. So we're going to click the arrow. I'm going to move space Tico for my first keyframe. I'm going to click my stopwatch, and I have my first diamond. Now I'm going to move, let's do 8 frames as well. Click the diamond. This is just like the background, except now it's the text. Hold down Shift and move the text. Okay. Move my playhead. Click the diamond. Shift, click, move my text. Okay. Playhead. Click the diamond. Shift, click, move the text. Okay. You really want to try to make that movement as even as possible. But again, you can move around your keyframes to smooth things up if it does feel a little choppy. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my keyframe, diamond, click, shift, or shift, click, playhead, click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click, move the text, move the playhead, click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click, playhead, click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click. Okay. Move the playhead, hold down shift, hold down click. Move the playhead. Click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click. Okay, so this is a great opportunity to talk about moving the keyframes because, let's get these. Right now they're at 8 frames. So if I move them, then I'll have more opportunity to have space Tico move across the screen, okay? So I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to drop it to 4 frames because I still want it to be even. Okay. And let's see what this does. And I'm going to hold it right there. Okay. And now I can grab my playhead. Click a diamond, hold down shift, hold down click. Move the playhead. Click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click. Move the playhead. Click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click. Move the playhead. Click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click. Move the playhead. Click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click. Move the playhead. Click the diamond, hold down shift, hold down click. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Pretty cute. Let's center that a little bit better. There we go. Let's just enjoy what we have created. So time is a very dynamic element that we can use when we work in digital art, and I hope that it is a element that you practice and that you really explore, because from animation to video to sound, adding time can really create so much more visual interest and so much enjoyment from watching things animate, even if it is a very simple animation GIF. All right. So that's it for this demo. I really, really appreciate your time, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.